Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Nguyen, host of the Business Forum TV talk show. The topic today is how small business and local government can work together for the better good, for the greater good. And we have a very special guest today that I'm about to introduce to you. Quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình Diễn đàn Kinh doanh. Tôi là Danny Nguyễn Quốc Đoàn. Và trong đề tài hôm nay chúng ta sẽ nói về làm cách nào để local government và thành phố là có thể hợp tác với nhau để tạo thành những thương vụ để tốt đẹp cho mọi người. Và một người khách rất là đặc biệt tối nay chúng tôi xin được giới thiệu đến quý vị, đó là ông thị trưởng của thành phố Sugarland, đó là ông Joe Zimmerman. Và đây xin giới thiệu đến quý vị. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to have the mayor, the honorable mayor of Sugarland, Mr. Joe Zimmerman, to be with us. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolute pleasure.
Yes. Would you like to, I know a lot about you, and the problem is that I don't know how to introduce you over the years. So would you please take this opportunity to introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah. So my wife and I, Nancy, have been married for a little over 41 years. We have a daughter, Allison, and her husband, Chris Wallace. They live in Houston. We have a 3.5-year-old granddaughter, Amy Reese, and a 1-year-old grandson. I've had the pleasure of being in a number of businesses. I have a civil engineering undergraduate with an MBA with a concentration in finance and economics. Even though I have an engineering degree, right. I'm really a businessman. I've done a couple startups.
Yes.
I've been involved in the land development business with Friendswood Development Company, in the engineering business.
Yes.
With a number of firms. Right now I'm with a fabulous firm, Cobb Finley and Associates.
Yes.
We do site work, civil engineering, highway work, municipal work. We're civil engineers, and it's been a great company and it's been a great business.
Yes. So you have been mayor for 1 year.
Yes.
So how is life as being a mayor?
The responsibilities of mayor, of course, I was on Sugarland City Council in the at-large position too.
Yes.
But the responsibilities for mayor, as you know, are very different. So now I'm the face of the city of Sugarland. So I represent the city in all official functions, city council.
Yes.
Represent them in negotiations with businesses, be it large businesses, be it small business. I mean, all those activities are now me representing the city of Sugarland, our population, in our city council. So it's been a great experience. I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yes, you have heard the topic that I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
The topic is how local government, city, and business can work together for greater good. And I'm so glad that, I mean, you, before coming on board to be a mayor, you are truly a small business owners. And before that, you have been a civil engineer for several years. You contribute in the aspect of building the cities and all that. So what is your mentality? What do you say about this topic?
Well, you know, the role of government.
Yes.
One of the major roles of government is to facilitate business.
Yes.
So when you look at the quality of life that we enjoy in the city of Sugarland, that's because of a city council.
Yes.
and a staff, a senior management staff that is geared toward helping small business, big business, all of them thrive in Sugarland. So we've done a number of public-private partnerships that you and I had talked about.
Yes, yes.
You know, when you break down those public-private partnerships, both in Sugarland Town Center, those were small business owners.
Right, right.
Those were local developers that lived in Sugarland.
Right.
And built very progressive concept at the time. Sugarland Town Center, they use mixed-use retail is a commonly used topic now.
Right.
But back then, that was state-of-the-art, very progressive. They got the idea from Reston, Virginia, and brought that concept to Sugarland and to the Houston region.
Right, right, right. Kính thưa quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình Diễn đàn Kinh doanh. Tôi là Danny Nguyễn Quốc Đoàn và đây là ông thị trưởng của thành phố Sugarland. Đề tài hôm nay như tôi đã trình bày lúc ban đầu là làm thế nào để cho chính quyền địa phương và thành phố có thể hợp tác với nhau để giúp phát triển của thành phố. Thì ông cũng đã đây là ông thị trưởng, ông đã nhậm chức được 1 năm làm thị trưởng, và trước đó ông đã từng phục vụ là City Council member, là nghị viên thành phố trong nhiều năm trước đó, và ngành nghề của ông là Civil Engineer, ông là kỹ sư về ngành xây cất. Thì ông cũng đã một cái quá trình về làm chủ những cái cơ sở thương mại, và hơn ai hết ông có một cái ước muốn là giúp những các tiểu thương phát triển ở trong thành phố. Bởi vậy ông mới có một cái chương trình mới mà tương đối mới cho thành phố, gọi là Public Private Partnership. Đó là cái sự hợp tác giữa chính phủ và cá nhân để tạo thành những cái dự án, chẳng hạn như dự án ở Town Center ở dưới Sugarland mà quý vị từng thấy, nó nằm ngay góc đường 59 và đường Highway 6. I mentioned the public-private partnership.
Yes.
That is relatively a new concept. So would you please explain, what does that mean? What is public-private partnership?
Well, what that does is that allows both a private company or individuals
Yes.
to work with a government entity to do a mutually beneficial project. And I'll use Sugarland Town Center as an example. And we have a number of them. So back when that concept was originally conceived by Les Newton, and actually the then mayor, Diener Bocek, it was we formed a tax increment reinvestment zone.
Yes. Yes.
That governmental entity then invested in the infrastructure that allowed the Sugarland Town Center, which is a hugely successful project,
right.
It allowed it to develop. Without that investment on the city side, using tax dollars,
right,
that development wouldn't have occurred. We've since done that same kind of a concept we've done it with Constellation Field, where the city invested in building the stadium. But we have
you talk about the baseball stadium on Highway 6 to 90.
That's
yes.
exactly right.
Yes.
Minor League Baseball. Bob and Marcy Zlotnick, their son Kevin, they own that facility. So we built it, they lease it from us, but they actually operate it. Recently, we've built Smart Financial Center, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue. And that's operated by Gary Becker and his team. Again, City of Sugarland invested it was approximately $86 million in that facility. Gary Becker now leases that from us, but he operates the entire facility. So all the concert venues, all the entertainment venues that come through are booked by Gary. Another example of working together to work.
Right. Cũng như trình bày với quý vị hồi nãy, đó là một cái concept, một cái khái niệm tương đối là mới ở Hoa Kỳ. Đó là chính phủ và tư nhân hợp tác với nhau để phát triển dự án. 3 dự án đã rất là thành công ở Sugarland. Đó là cái Town Center nằm ở đường 59 và đường Highway 6, chắc quý vị biết, một cái chỗ rất là nổi tiếng. Và cái chỗ thứ hai là một cái vận động trường chơi baseball ngay chỗ đường Highway 6 với gần đường 90. Và cái thứ ba là Smart Financial Center ngay chỗ đường 59. What is the Cross Street University and 59? Đó là 3 những cái dự án mà chính phủ, thì đại khái nói một cách đơn giản, đó là chính phủ có chủ quyền những cái miếng đất, và chính phủ kêu gọi những cái người thương gia, những cái người có sáng kiến muốn hợp tác với chính phủ có thể bỏ miếng đất ra, và thêm nữa là chính phủ có thể tạo ra những cái hạ tầng cơ sở, thí dụ như đem nước vào đường xá, điện nước này nọ, rồi hai bên sẽ hợp tác với nhau, hay nhiều khi thậm chí chính phủ có thể xây cái dự án đó nữa. So specifically, I told our audience who are small business owners.
Yes.
This public partner. Private partnership. It's not only for big guys. People have a tendency to think, this is not for me. I'm just a small medical clinic, doctor, and then I'm a restaurant. So what do you say to those people?
Well, when you look at the public-private partnerships we've done, those are individuals. We've certainly have the large corporations like a Fluor, like a Schlumberger, like a United Healthcare. But when you look at the public-private partnerships, Plain Community Developers, Les Newton, Don Jansen, Steve Eubanks, there were others. They were small business owners. There was a group of partners, 5 or 6 partners that were in that business. Bob and Marcy Zlotnick and their son Kevin are small business owners. When you look at the Smart Financial Center, Gary Becker and his team, Gary's a small business owner. Now he's got significant experience. I think 175 years of entertainment experience with his team.
You just bring the two expertise together.
Absolutely.
So the one provide land, the other one provide capital resources and improvement. Yes.
And you can actually structure it anyway, Danny. You can structure. It so happened in these instances, the city of Sugar Land actually on the town center project, Sugar Land provided the infrastructure. The developers actually own the land. On Smart Financial and on the baseball stadium, Constellation Field, those were examples where the city owned the land.
Yes.
We provided the infrastructure and then we leased the facilities back to them.
Thường khi nói về những cái mà public-private partnership giữa chính phủ và tư nhân hợp tác để phát triển dự án, nghe thoáng qua thì nó có vẻ giống như rất là vĩ đại và thường dành cho những cái đại công ty. Nhưng mà ông thị trưởng ở Sugarland đã xác định không, cái sáng kiến này, cái khái niệm này nó có thể làm việc với tất cả cho những vấn đề tư nhân, thí dụ như làm chủ nhà hàng hay là chủ một cái khách sạn hay là chủ một cái thương xá cũng có thể hợp tác được, tùy theo là những cái cơ hội nó xảy ra như thế nào. Thường thì chúng ta chút xíu nữa Quốc Đoàn sẽ nói thêm về những cái cơ hội, nó sẽ hỏi ông những cái cơ hội nó ở đâu. Nhưng mà thường thì chúng ta nói tới chính phủ thì chúng ta thường liên tưởng với chính phủ thường không có đem những cơ hội đến người ta. Chính phủ là thường đem những cái sự khó khăn phức tạp với đời sống chúng ta sẽ hỏi ông thị trưởng như thế nào. Usually talk about the government, especially for us. Vietnamese American, we have a long history of living in a country where it was ruled by communist regime.
Yes.
So when you think about government, you think government as a threat. Government is not helping people.
Right.
So now when you're talking about a new concept that government is helping small business. So what is your philosophy towards small business in this country and in this city?
Well, in this country, of course, a democracy, and
yes.
it's very progressive in terms of capitalism. For the city of Sugar Land, one of our main goals is to facilitate small business.
Yes.
So we're there to help the small business owner and get started, whether it be to introduce them to a landlord, whether it be to structure some kind of a transaction.
Yes.
We do things in accordance with the state law allows for economic development. So the goal is to provide jobs in Sugar Land and to provide sales and use tax, ad valorem tax dollars, which the government can then redeploy to grow business, to grow the infrastructure. That's the concept that we've always had.
So you are pro-business.
Absolutely.
So is that a mentality, not only you, but is that mentality throughout the council?
That mentality is throughout the council, Danny. That mentality actually goes back to the founding of Sugar Land as a company town. The Imperial Sugar Company was the basis for being incorporated back in 1959, and the Kempner family was the owner of that, and they were very progressive thinking people back in that time.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's carried through all of our city councils. The people that have held elected office in Sugar Land have always been business people.
Yes.
First and foremost, I say we serve in elected office. We're not politicians.
Yes, I like that a lot. Quý vị, Quốc Đoàn chia sẻ với ông là chúng ta là một người Việt tị nạn đến từ một cái quốc gia mà những người cộng sản là những người cầm quyền. Thì khi nói tới cộng sản thì chúng ta không nghĩ chính quyền là một cái nơi mà đem những cái niềm vui đến cho người dân, đem những cái phúc lợi đến cho người dân. Thường khi nghĩ tới chính quyền là những cái sự khó khăn phức tạp. Ngay cả ở Mỹ cũng như vậy, nhưng mà tất cả nó đều phát xuất ngay cả từ một cái quốc gia hay là một cái thành phố, nó đều phát xuất từ cái tư tưởng của những người lãnh đạo. Thì ông thị trưởng ông nói đó là một cái tư tưởng mà pro business, là ông nắm được cái triết lý là cái thành phố là được xây dựng trên nền tảng của những người tiểu thương, chứ không phải của chính phủ. Nên không phải là từ ông thị trưởng, nhưng mà tất cả những người nghị viên City Council, người ta cùng có một cái quan điểm khác nhau. I like what you said a lot. I mean, you and I have known you for several years, even before,
yes.
and the fact that you really care for the communities. I mean, you and your professions. So I know that. I mean, you are serving this for right reason. But more importantly, one thing that you said had resonated in me. You said government's function is to help facilitate small business, not giving them troubles.
Right.
How did you come up with that?
Well, I think that's been a concept that not only have I experienced in my own career as I've grown up, but as in the engineering profession, you solve problems. In the business world, you solve problems. Rarely is there ever, there is no perfect business. I've done a couple startups. I've had the benefit of doing those startups. One was hugely successful. One became successful after this recent recession. It's a timing thing. But understanding that and participating in that, having your capital at risk, starting as a small operation with yourself doing everything, and then working up to where you've got a bigger organization. It's important that we understand that. When you look at our council members, every one of those council members has been or is a small business owner. Bridget Young. Bridget Young's she owns her own financial consulting business. Amy Mitchell and Duff, her own
I love
law
Amy,
firm. Right. You've got Himesh Gandhi, Robertson Markell. We've got a new council member, Carol McCutcheon, that worked in the oil and gas business. We've got Steve Porter, who used to work for ExxonMobil on the IT side. So when you look at all of our collective experiences, we all approach it from a different way because of our backgrounds. But at the end of the day, we're there to help to facilitate
exactly.
business.
Nothing important. Everything started from here, the mentality.
Yes.
Because the mentality and the philosophy, the core value will create action, and action will create results. So it seems to me that you are so blessed to have such a diverse council in terms of backgrounds, and even in ethnicity too.
Well, even our community is diverse.
It truly reflected the diversity of the city. That is great. Being a small business is not easy.
It's not easy, right?
And ironically, 80% of the prosperity and the economy of the United States is by small business owners.
Yes.
And at the federal level, we're not going to talk about politics today, but I wish that the federal government would do more to help small business, or at least have the same mentality as you do. And I am so very glad. So LB City has an economic development programs. What are the opportunities for people?
So what we have an economic development group within our city. And we have their own dedicated web page. So what we do is we put forth, those programs that people can come to us and apply for. So if you want to start a business in Sugar Land, be it a large or small business, it could be that you qualify under the state law for some kind of tax abatement. Depends on what kind of a business you're in and how many jobs you create. Council takes that very seriously. So when people come in, what we're interested in doing is helping them to facilitate to grow their business. If they grow their business, then not only the ad valorem tax, but chances are the sales and use tax off of that business growing more than pays for whatever incentive that we use in order to attract them. So it actually, investment in infrastructure allows businesses to come, like Sugar Land Town Center. You and I talked earlier about tax increment reinvestment zone. Had we not made that investment, they wouldn't have built Sugar Land Town Center. And then now when you look going out, that was developed. We built City Hall in 2003. They started that project in 2000. So it's been in place 15 to 16 years. And you look at the success of the businesses, the small businesses, the restaurants, the business owners, the offices that we have, all of that was facilitated by those initial conversations of how can a private individual, private company work with a public corporation, the city of Sugar Land, in order to facilitate that business, to get it started, and then once it got started, to grow it.
So you have a tax abatement program for certain area. Kính thưa quý vị, Quốc đoàn nói với ông thị trưởng hồi nãy là tôi rất là vui, tại vì ông trước khi nhận vào chức thị trưởng, ông cũng là một chủ của những tiểu thương gia, ông cũng đã hiểu được những khó khăn của những người tiểu thương. Ở Mỹ, ở Hoa Kỳ, 80% của nền kinh tế Hoa Kỳ được đóng góp bởi tiểu thương, mà trong khi đó những người tiểu thương là những người mạo hiểm, những người có một cái courage, có một cái sự can đảm để tự làm chủ lấy mình, để tạo những business, mà trong đó chính quyền liên bang thì lại không có giúp đỡ cho những người tiểu thương. Mà chúng tôi rất là vui là có ở thành phố ông có những chương trình. Thì sau phần 2 thì chúng tôi sẽ nói thêm về cụ thể là những cách nào để thành phố Sugarland giúp người ta. Và một cái điều ông nói đó là tax abatement. Tax abatement đó là một chương trình giảm thuế cho những cái dự án mà đạt được tiêu chuẩn. Những cái điều này nó có những trong cái website của cái bên Sugarland. I encourage the audience to get on the website to look more into the tax abatement and the economic development plan and all that. But I think we're going to take a short break, Mayor. But I'm so glad. So on the next section that we're going to be permit and what is the mentality of the local government and all that. Kính thưa quý vị, và bây giờ chúng tôi xin phép được chạy phần quảng cáo và sẽ trở lại trong giây lát. Good evening again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topic today: how local government and small businesses can work together for greater good. And we have the honor to have the presence of the mayor of Sugarland, Mr. Joe Zimmerman, who has been in office for 1 year.
1 year.
But he seemed to know a lot. he seemed to know a lot about the city, I guess because of your background of having been at a city council.
Yes.
Quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình diễn đàn kinh doanh trong phần 2. Và đề tài hôm nay là chúng ta nói về làm thế nào để chính phủ địa phương và thành phố có thể hợp tác với những tiểu thương gia để phát triển những dự án. Và đây là ông thị trưởng của thành phố Sugarland, ông Joe Zimmerman. Joe Zimmerman. Ông đã nhận chức được 1 năm. Nhưng mà trước đó ông là nghị viên thành phố trong nhiều năm, một người rất là thân thiện. I told the audience that I said this man is a nice guy.
Well, thank you.
You can talk to him, right?
Thank you.
But seriously, you know, when you talk about government, some people get intimidated.
Yes.
You know, when you talk about, especially in some countries, you know, there is a wall, a barrier between elected officials. I mean, how accessible, how friendly are you to your constituents?
We have a concept, we call it the Sugarland Way.
Sugarland Way.
And all of our employees, our citizens are our clients. And we deliver, we believe, the highest level of service to those folks. So our goal when somebody calls us is to make sure that we address their concern or their problem or issue in the most efficient, effective way possible. So that if they're offline, if they have an issue with water, if they have an issue with street drainage, or they have an issue with the condition of their streets, drivability, to where we can solve that. And our staff spends putting together our capital improvement plan, and actually in our maintenance and operations budgets for each department.
Right.
We spend a lot of time as city staff. And again, we have a city staff is as fine as any private corporation, and I've been, as I shared earlier, been in a lot of those businesses, a couple of them that were startups, and we have a phenomenal staff, and they are awesome. They are geared, they're committed,
friendly,
to providing that service.
Yes, I love the mentality. You treat your constituents, your people, as clients, because when you have that mentality, you have to maintain your performance in order to sustain, to be in business. In a way, it's true, because if we're not making them happy, then they will not be put in us in office again. So I like that mentality, so people don't take it for granted. Let's go right into what kind of opportunities are available. When we talk about developers, small business owners, what products, what areas are available, Mayor?
So back in 2016, over near the Sugarland Regional Airport, right off of Highway 90 and Highway 6, we bought additional acreage. And some of that acreage we expanded the airport So we'll be building an additional taxiway in the future with more hangar space.
Yes.
In addition to that, we're going to have an industrial development.
How many acres are those? You talk about the area right behind the airport,
Yes.
and the old prison area along 90
The
toward
old Central
Rosenberg.
Prison. That's right, Dan.
Okay.
So 85 acres went to the airport. The total acreage was around 254. About 85 acres went to the airport.
Yes.
About 161-ish will be available for the industrial development, and we'll even have a small Sugarland police and fire training facility up on the north end by Cullinan Park.
Right, right. So you have a total of 254 acres.
Yes, sir.
That is available for industrial use.
That's available. Yes.
Kính thưa
that's
quý vị,
industrial.
đây là một cái thông báo hiện ngay tại bây giờ ở thành phố Sugarland có những cái cơ hội để chính phủ và những người tiểu thương gia, những người phát triển developer hay những người đầu tư có thể cùng hợp tác với chính phủ trong cái dự án mà chính phủ là chủ của miếng đất. Sugarland, the city of Sugarland owned the land in 1926.
2016. Yeah, in 2016 we bought it in 2016.
Oh wow, that's way back then, way back. Okay, and miếng đất này đã được chủ quyền của thành phố Sugarland, và bây giờ Sugarland muốn phát triển là cái khu đó tổng cộng là có, nếu mà quý vị biết là dạ đường Highway 6 và gần đường 90 nó có một cái phi trường, nó là cái private airport, cái phi trường ở đường Highway 6 trước khi right in front of the baseball stadium, và nguyên cái đất vùng đằng sau đó thì một cái là 68 mẫu và một cái nữa là 61 mẫu, tổng cộng là 254. Thì chính phủ bây giờ đang có một cái chương trình là muốn phát triển những cái công kỹ nghệ trong đó và muốn kêu gọi những người đầu tư để cùng hợp tác, và hợp tác như thế nào. Cuối đoạn bây giờ sẽ hỏi ông thêm chi tiết. So basically, you are calling for investors, developers to jointly develop that into a commercial, industrial. Can you define what is the industrial?
Yeah, industrial is much like what we have in the Sugarland Business Park. So it's zoned industrial because we're a zone city.
Yes, yes.
So it has truck frontage. That's very important. So there's rail service to that.
Yes,
You could
yes,
create
yes,
a rail spur.
yes.
You've also got access to Highway 90 and State Highway 6. So even from a transportation standpoint, and the Grand Parkway is just down the road, State Highway 99. So when you look at the logistics of rail and truck transportation, it really sets up very nicely for an industrial development. We're pretty much out of acreage over in Sugarland Business Park, which is all industrial. And this will be the next stage. This will be where our industrial clients, that's where we move our industrial clients.
Yes, I get that. Logistically, I mean, it's very strategically located.
Right.
I mean, it's so close to 59, and you go to I-10, and you go to Grand Parkway. I mean, that's why they put the airport there. There must be a reason for them to do that. I get that.
Yeah.
But in terms of industrial, what type of business are classified to be considered as an industrial? Warehouse
distribution.
Yeah, warehouse distribution.
You could have
light manufacturing.
Light manufacturing. You're across from a residential subdivision.
Yes.
So it would have to be light manufacturing. It wouldn't be anything heavy manufacturing.
For example, light manufacturing.
It could be a bottling operation.
Bottling, I was thinking of that too.
Could be a bottling
yes,
operation.
Yes,
could be like Crown Packaging. Crown Packaging
yes,
is
apparel.
Existing business in Sugarland Business Park, and they're actually the largest can maker for Anheuser-Busch. So it could be that. It could be an equipment company for oil and gas. It could be somebody that's got heavy equipment, oil and gas. It could be some manufacturing facility like
research center
like applied
distribution center. Yes,
absolutely.
Right. Okay. And are there any frontage on Highway 6 and 90?
Well, they do have. They don't have frontage on Highway 6.
Yes.
But they do have frontage. The entrance is off of Highway 90.
And do you know offhand? Do you know what is the frontage on 90?
I don't know the square or the linear
feet,
footage.
The linear footage.
I don't know the linear footage.
Okay. We can find out, because the portion, that frontage on Highway 90 could be used for hotel, motel. What if they're interested in do retail?
for the light manufacturing, probably a hotel motel wouldn't work because of the proximity to the airport. So there's a height restriction.
Got you.
So it sets up much better.
The physical barrier.
That's right. Sets up
Yes.
much better because you're in the flight path
Yes,
coming in on the
yes,
Sugar Land
yes,
Regional
yes,
Airport. So there'll be a height restriction. It's really going to be more or less, I would think it would be more of a warehouse distribution type of activity.
Right, right. Thưa quý vị là trong cái vùng đất mà 254 mẫu này thì nó không có cái mặt tiền ở trên đường Highway 6, nhưng mà trên đường 90 thì nó có mặt tiền trên đó. Tuy nhiên hồi nãy cô Đoàn hỏi, tại vì cái con đường 90 là cái con đường rất là bận rộn. Highway 90 is a busy road.
It's a busy road.
Nhưng mà tại vì ngay chỗ đó nó có một cái phi trường, thì bởi vậy không có thể, mặc dù cái mặt tiền nó trên đường 90 nhưng mà không có sử dụng vào việc retail, khách sạn hay building mà có cái chiều cao được, tại vì đó là cái chỗ mà máy bay nó hạ cánh và cất cánh, thì cái đó không được. Chỉ nhắm vào những cái industrial use, những cái công kỹ nghệ nhẹ, ví dụ như là warehouse, nơi cái chứa chấp hàng hóa, cái distribution center, cái nơi cung cấp phân phát hàng hóa, hay là ví dụ như một cái viện về nghiên cứu. Tại vì ở đó nó có những cái hạ tầng cơ sở, nó có như cái I'm talking about infrastructure.
Yes.
Nó có những cái có xe lửa. The train is just right there.
Is right there in the frontage. It's right there in the frontage. Right.
Okay.
It's at the very entrance coming into the industrial park.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's make a hypothetical case. Okay. Let's say if somebody interested in a project that takes about 10 acres in a certain portion,
right.
He or she want to build a distribution because they own a supermarket here or whatever. They want to build a distribution center over there. How does it work?
Well, so what we'll do is right now we're in the process of working through the drainage. How are we going to work the drainage,
Yes,
which is one of the important parts. We've done the environmental part where we've pretty much worked that. Once we get the drainage worked out, then we'll move into what we'll call a statement of interest, and we'll solicit a development partner. And that development partner will come in and create a master plan for that development. And he'll create, the master plan will talk about the water, the sanitary, and the drainage infrastructure. We could create some kind of a district to help pay for that infrastructure. And at that point in time, parcels would be available for sale to individuals, to businesses to come in and build buildings.
So basically you are at a very early stage.
Very
in
early
the
stage.
early stage.
Yes,
It's
very
not there.
early stage.
So basically you haven't determined the comprehensive
We haven't determined the overall
yet.
master
So
plan,
you
land use master plan.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I've been there. No,
You've done that, yeah.
Yes, sir. So we're going to wait for that to be determined. And
Yes.
then after that, then you're going to send out the statements of interest. That's when you solicit
Yes.
interest. What would be the estimate timeline for this?
That could be, we're very close now on the drainage. So we could, the statement of interest could come out easily within the next 6 to 8 months. And that would be for a development partner to then come in and provide, because you remember when we talked about,
Yes, yeah.
the city of Sugar Land goes out and we get people that are experts in that business. So we would look for a developer that's an industrial developer that would have a vision for how he wanted to develop that tract.
Right, right.
And then we work out the terms and conditions of how that relationship is going to work.
All the details, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
And then at that
yes.
point in time, we determine how we were going to structure the transaction, whether it be an outright sale or some kind of a ground lease or some combination.
Whatever
thereof.
makes sense.
Whatever
of
makes
all
sense.
parties, yes.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
I got you. So this is very interesting. So the comprehensive plan. Let's say if a plan that determine which portion apportion that area. So will a developer have an option of choosing the size that would fit his needs?
Absolutely. So we do that in conjunction. That's why we're going to go out actually for a statement of interest. It's back to that facilitate development.
Yes.
So we're not going to dictate the terms of development. We want the developer to tell us what's the highest and best use of developing this site according to industrial, its own industrial. And so we would then take that input. We'd sit down at the table together, just like we did with Sugar Land Town Center, just like we did with Smart Financial Center, the baseball Constellation Field. Sit down, have that owner, that business owner, that we'd pick. So we do. It's kind of like a beauty contest. We're going to have everybody come, and
and pick out the best
they're going to say, I've got this plan, I've got that plan, and then we're going to pick what we think's the developer with the highest and best use plan that's best for our city, and then we'll work with that developer to structure that relationship.
Yes, let me explain the process, if you will. Hiện bây giờ trong cái 254 mẫu thì đang ở trong tình trạng rất là phôi thai, rất là trong sơ khởi, mà chính phủ thành phố đang phát họa ra một cái bức tranh là thường khi một bên thành phố người ta khi mà đối đầu với một miếng đất lớn thì người ta có một cái bức họa ra, mặc dù tất cả là industrial nhưng mà người ta muốn làm mỗi cái industrial một cái khu đó là dùng cái việc gì, cái loại gì, và người ta đang nỗ lực đem vào mấy cái hạ tầng cơ sở giống như drainage, về nước, rồi điện, rồi những cái drain, về hệ thống thoát, những cái hạ tầng cơ sở để xây cái đó. Và ông thị trưởng ông nói là khoảng chừng 6 tháng nữa thì cái diễn tiến nó sẽ xong, mà khi xong thì thành phố sẽ gửi thơ và mời tất cả những cái người có muốn hợp tác, mà có những dự án muốn hợp tác, và trong cái khoảng thời gian là khoảng chừng 6 tháng. So you said the statement would take about 6 months. Let's say at the beginning of 2018.
Yes.
So who will be receiving the statement of interest? I mean, does she or he have to register with the city?
So what we would do is we will probably develop a list of interested parties.
Yes.
So people could contact us now and say, I'm an industrial developer, I'd be interested in pursuing this project at whatever time it's available.
Right.
What we'll do is we'll create a log of those interested parties. And then when we solicit that statement of interest, we can do it one of two ways, Danny. We can do it as a public solicitation, or we can do it as a solicitation to those people with that kind of expertise. We haven't really gotten there yet to figure out which way we're going to do it, but certainly right now, if someone's interested, they should contact our Department of Economic Development at the City of Sugar Land through the website.
And then you will give them the map
express their interest, and we can share with them the details of what we have so far.
Okay. And I know that you have another project, and we do not have a lot of time left. Do you mind to share with us the opportunity number 2, Mayor?
Yes, absolutely, Danny. So we have what's called Track 5. The interesting thing at Track 5, right now what we have, the City of Sugar Land has built the Smart Financial Center there.
Yes, sir.
With a state-of-the-art acoustics and audio-visual.
Yes.
We've also got a plaza. We're going to do a hotel conference center there. It's city-owned property. We also have a development partner. Hotel conference center.
Okay, and where's the land exactly?
The land exactly is just north of the Performing Arts Center, just across the plaza.
Yes.
So we have that land where the parking lot is right now.
Yes.
Actually, at some point in time, we'll build structured parking, and then we'll do a hotel conference center. The hotel conference center, we think, based on our feasibility analysis that we've done, hotels somewhere between 250, 350 rooms, hotel conference center somewhere between 20 and 35,000 square feet of conference center space.
And then this is the same concept, public.
Same concept, public-private partnership. So what we'll
you should take advantage of the momentum on you.
So we'll solicit developers.
Yes,
we'll solicit hoteliers. We'll solicit capital partners that come with them.
Yes.
Somebody that would we own the land.
Yes.
So the City of Sugar Land owns the land.
How many acres are there?
I think we have somewhere total with the Smart Financial, it's around 34 acres.
34 acres.
And we've probably taken 10 of it, so we've probably got
Okay, let me explain this if you don't mind, Mayor. Và một cái cơ hội thứ hai là quý vị nào mà ở Sugar Land thì cũng biết là một cái dự án, cái building nó mới ra, nó kêu là Smart Financial Center, một cái dự án rất là nổi tiếng mà rất là thành công, nằm ngay chỗ góc đường 5959 và University. Và ngay bên trên phía bắc thì nó còn chính phủ tổng cộng cái đó luôn thì cũng có khoảng chừng 34 mẫu, và thành phố Sugar Land có dự định là sẽ phát triển những cái dự án ở vùng ở ngay miếng đất đó. Và cái mà ông thị trưởng ông mới nói ra là cái hotel conference, là chính phủ đã có đất rồi và cần người lại muốn phát triển, và cái phòng khoảng chừng 250. So let me clarify this. Okay, so basically you have a vision of a hotel conference
center as part of an entertainment district.
as a part of entertainment district.
Yes.
And then you own the land, the city own the land, and you attract developers to come and partner with you to build this project.
Right. Well, and Danny, it's even bigger than that. So Newland Companies owns adjacent acreage around the
Yes,
Smart
sir.
Financial Center. So there's an opportunity for a developer or developers to work to purchase that Newland property.
Wow.
And to develop that property in addition to develop the city property. So it will be a very large.
So it's going to be a new town center.
It's going to be like a new town center. That's exactly right. Yes. Only it'll be an entertainment district town center.
Yes.
With
different theme. Yes.
different theme,
yeah.
different use, different mix of uses.
But still have that theme, you know, like
Still
a
have
theme
it.
park. Yeah.
The vision is to have it be industrial or pedestrian friendly.
Entertainment, yeah.
Pedestrian friendly, to where you have access to the Smart Financial Center.
Yes.
Right
yes,
now.
Yes. Oh, I love this. This is great. So in addition to the hotel conference, because 34 acres is a lot of land, Joe.
It's a lot of land.
A lot of land. So basically, I mean, are there any opportunity for retail developments?
Absolutely. So there would be opportunity for retail. There'd be opportunity for office. We'll certainly have. I would think there would be an opportunity for another hotel.
Man, you're talking
On
about
the
50,
Newland property?
You're talking
So-
about 59 here. Yes. Yes.
So you-
medical.
It'll be, again, what we'll do, similar to what we do in the industrial. We'll do a statement of interest, a letter of interest from
yeah.
developers.
The same timeline.
And then let them create their vision for what's the highest and best use. Keeping in mind that we want to have, our feasibility analysis said, we need a hotel and we need a conference center.
Dạ, hy vọng là chúng ta còn chỉ 2 phút nữa, nên bởi vậy hy vọng là tin tức này là chính xác, có thể dịch nó chính xác cho quý vị, là trong 34 mẫu đất đó ngoài những cái có một cái viễn ảnh là thành phố muốn xây một cái khách sạn, thì cũng còn nhiều rất là đất thêm, thì nó còn có cơ hội chúng ta có thể phát triển như là retail về văn phòng hay là một cái hotel nữa. Thì nó tóm lại là nếu mà quý vị muốn tìm hiểu thêm thì quý vị sẽ liên lạc với thành phố The City of Sugar Land và sẽ hỏi thêm chi tiết. Ngày hôm nay với trong chương trình hôm nay với cái mục đích là chúng tôi mong được giới thiệu đến quý vị một người lãnh đạo của một bên thành phố, đó là ông thị trưởng của thành phố Sugar Land đến để tiếp chuyện với quý vị và để được làm quen với quý vị, và hy vọng đây là một cái nhịp cầu mà để quý vị có thể liên lạc với quen biết với ông mayor, để trong tương lai chúng ta có những cái công việc gì nó sẽ được dễ dàng hơn. I said we're running out of time, Mayor, but I think the objective here today is I like our viewers to get to know you a little bit.
Yes.
Who is the mayor? You know, some people may have never had an opportunity to talk to you. So I mean, I'm so glad that you have an opportunity so that you come and talk to the audience and share your philosophy, and more importantly, share the tangible projects. And I encourage them, you know, I may not remember everything, but you're going to give them a contact numbers so that
Yes.
they can contact. So before we close, Mayor, would you like to have a few final words?
Yeah. Well, the city of Sugar Land, I think what we're most proud of facilitating development, commercial development in our city, and that's caused us to have a very balanced city, a high standard of living. It helps maintain a low tax rate, high standard of living, and a high quality of life for our residents. And that's the balance that we're trying to achieve.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming,
Danny.
Mayor. Appreciate
Thank you.
you.
It's a pleasure.
The City of Sugar
Always a pleasure.
Land. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.